see you. I can see you. What? Doesn't he look fast
Yeah.
in that jersey?
Yeah.
I might,
Like you could be someone else.
but I would never. Because I'm not fast. So don't challenge
Perfect. That
me.
was the best answer I think we could have had.
What?
No, it's just my sense of humor and hers just matched for a second.
He's not thrilled.
You good?
Yeah, he's. I think his brain's feeling a little slow.
My brain, yeah. The coffee hasn't quite hit yet.
Cool.
All right. Well, welcome, guys. Patent pending episode 7
We are back. This is a podcast for creatives.
by creatives.
And who are we with today?
We are with Allie. Allie, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Hey, what's your last name, Allie?
Bussa.
Awesome.
Yes, Allie Bussa.
And what do you do, Allie? Tell us what you do.
So I am a barber in Las Vegas. And among that, a million other creative things. I'm currently renovating my house by myself with my husband.
Okay, so
You guys are doing everything?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What are you guys like doing right now? What are you guys working on specifically?
A turtle habitat, tortoise habitat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the renovation part is kind of like in its final phases. And now we're just doing little add-on projects, but we're getting like a 25-year-old tortoise next weekend. So we're getting his home ready.
How big is a 25-year-old tortoise? Is he like massive?
A foot by foot and then about 8 inches tall.
Oh, okay.
So not too big.
Yeah, so like
but-
50
And
pounds or something.
did you like order him online? Like, how did you find?
So one of my clients, that's a good question.
I don't know where you would.
Yeah.
One of my clients has a friend who's moving to like Australia or something, and they need to find a home for this tortoise. So I was like talking about how I want this tortoise, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, my friend needs somebody to adopt his." I'm like, "Okay, well, give him to me."
You're in luck
Yeah.
because I know someone who's getting rid of a tortoise.
Exactly. Like that's really random, but in Las Vegas, I feel like tortoises are so prevalent here.
Yeah.
And there's actually a foundation that is like an adoption foundation for tortoises that you could go through if you wanted one, because there's like so many here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, we found one in the street. And
Yeah.
it was a pet tortoise that got out. So we
Yeah.
made like a little my mom made a little habitat in the backyard for
Yeah.
it. And then we found the owner.
Okay,
Which
you
is
want to
cool.
know what's crazy is like my neighborhood has a Facebook page and they always talk about like gossip in the neighborhood. But I cannot tell you how many times people are like, someone's tortoise got out, it's going down the street, and like a tortoise escaping its house.
Yeah.
Like that's so ironic, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they're so
to
slow.
think about, you're like, well, how far did it get? You're like,
Yeah.
I'd probably just walk out and see it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
found Nancy's turtle.
Nope.
That's awesome that you guys have a Facebook page.
Yeah. It's great and also not great. Lots
I
of
bet.
drama.
Yeah. We have that the Ring app.
Yes.
So-
Oh yeah, that's even worse.
My brother
honestly.
likes to go on there and troll people.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it
he's one of
doesn't say
those
your
guys?
name. It says like neighbor 23.
Yeah.
So no one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But,
Facebook page is regulated a little bit, so there's not a ton of like, I don't know, unnecessary drama. on
Hoopla.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So,
I know you mentioned you like doing other creative things. Is there anything else, any other creative outlets that you enjoy other than barbering?
yeah.
And renovating houses with turtles.
I know, seriously. So I guess my first venture was photography. So
Oh.
I
Full circle for us, huh?
I know, right? High five, guys.
Yeah, we'll get it at the end. Don't worry, guys. If you're
I-
watching, we tried to high five. It didn't
Yeah,
work
well,
out.
it's air fives. So I have been like carrying a camera around since I was 11, and that was kind of like my first creative outlet. And that's, I think, when I realized that, oh, I'm a creative person, like whatever that means, because you don't really get taught that you're a creative, more so
Right.
like you're a student, or you're what is it called, like when you're really like educated and like not the creative side, the other side,
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
like studious.
Studious.
I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Square.
Square.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a circle for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, I got into photography when I was really young, and then I self-taught myself and did a lot of professional photography before being a barber in
Nice.
Chicago. And so I don't do professional photography anymore, more so just like showcasing my clients and my work and things like that, and use it for Instagram. Which has been a blessing because it's like a gift that you need these days to know how to take a picture. So,
Right.
Yeah. So I still kind of do a lot of photo stuff in my spare time, I guess.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Did you have any favorites? Anything that you preferred to shoot over other things before?
I definitely do more so like portrait photography.
Okay. So
portrait
people.
and like people like fashion photography, things like that, highlighting different,
Yeah.
like looks.
Well, obviously fashion. You
Yeah.
killer outfit.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel
Thanks.
so underdressed compared to you two.
Honestly, this sounds so cliche, but I just like found this in my closet.
I just
was
threw
like,
it
this
on.
works.
Yeah, I just threw it on. I was actually running late this morning.
I didn't. I planned this one. I was like, Allie's coming through. I can't be shown up in my own house.
These are actually
you're a guest. I gotta come.
Oh, then the shoes. Yeah,
these are new vintage. These are from Spain, probably from the 80s. But this is my first time wearing these, so I felt it was appropriate. Yeah.
Nice. Do they hurt?
You guys are
they're
so
great.
rad.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the tag's still on them.
No, there's like a stamp. No, but there's like cool.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Patina, maybe?
Embroidery.
Yeah, there's like a cool stamp on it.
Yeah.
So
It says from Spain.
So where did you grow up? Are you from here?
Yes, born and raised.
Oh.
Vegas native. Another air.
Nice. Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to private school most of my life,
Okay.
but I graduated from Sierra Vista, so I went to public school my last 2 years. Of
I went to
high school.
Durango and then Southwest.
Okay,
So
I went
same
to Durango
area.
1 year,
Oh, sick.
and then I went to Vista after. What year did you graduate?
12.
Oh, you're young. I
Wait,
graduated.
you graduated when?
2012.
When did you graduate?
07.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's right.
2010.
I always forget he's freaking like 26 over here. He's 28, but yeah.
Yeah. Turn 30 next
I
year.
don't care about Mike. He graduated in 2012. Did you thought the world was going to end in 2012?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that would have been a scarier year for you.
Oh, no,
anyone.
I was, I couldn't give a shit. I was enjoying myself.
So what made you, so you grew up here.
Yes.
What made you go to Chicago? How'd you get there?
So I don't know about you, but growing up in Vegas, you just like hated Vegas when you all throughout your childhood, you're like, Vegas sucks. There's nothing to do here. And then being a creative, I naturally felt really out of place here. So I like always dreamed of living in a big city.
Yeah.
And so I was dating somebody when I was like 23 and he lived in Chicago. So I was like, you know what? If I don't leave now, I'm never going to leave. So I'm going to take this opportunity and go. And I packed 2 suitcases with no place to live and a plane ticket.
Damn.
And I just went.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we broke up like maybe 7 months after I moved there. But I stayed because I loved it so much.
Yeah,
and,
you're already established.
Yeah. And then I went to barber school there and then I met my husband there and it was great.
So it actually worked out.
Yeah, it did work out.
But we have closer big cities, right?
Like where?
LA.
Oh, I hate LA.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I wanted something different. Like Midwest is definitely different.
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to say, and then I feel like a lot of people go to LA
Yeah.
from Vegas. So then something completely different. You get completely out of the realm.
Yeah, I've yet to be there. I got to check it out.
You never been to LA?
No, sorry.
Oh.
Chicago.
I was like, aren't you from Corona?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so beautiful.
Sorry,
there.
Chicago.
I've never been to Chicago either.
It is amazing. I would say like New York City was my favorite place, my favorite city to go to ever.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Chicago and it's still a close tie. Chicago is just very clean and
As in, what? Like no
the
rats?
city's clean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the city's clean. It doesn't smell like pee on every corner.
Oh.
Dude, LA, I didn't realize it. I was on Hollywood. I was like, it smells like piss down here.
It's gross.
It smells like that
Yeah.
down here, or certain parts of downtown La Strip,
Oh,
Totally.
for sure.
Yeah.
So that's so funny you said that because on our last episode, we were talking to Ashley. Ashley was from here as well. We went to high school and she said the same thing. And when I grew up, everybody used to say the same thing. And I ended up just staying. But I wanted to ask what brought you back to Vegas with your new husband?
Okay, so
New husband.
Well, I mean, because she went there with an old guy and came back with a new guy. You know?
That's true. But the way it sounds, it's like your new husband. Like,
I will say I was previously divorced though. I got married when I was like 21 for like 3 months.
So you were married before you went to Chicago?
That is proper.
so he nailed it then.
Yes.
Look at you over here with your.
Have you been stalking me, like doing background research?
I do.
What's
yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for? Premonitions?
Intuitions.
There you go. That sounds a lot. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
What I was going for.
Okay, how did I get back in Vegas?
But your brain's slow today, Sean.
I know. Drink some coffee.
I'm already like a cup and a half in.
All right. So Chicago. I started my career there. And my husband, the year I started my career, my husband was ending his career. So then he had lived there for 8 years. He's originally from Indiana. And he was like, I want to leave Chicago. I hate it here. And I'm like, well, shit, I love it here. I'm not ready to leave. For him, right? Yeah. And then like I'm starting my career, but I'm so down and I'm super spontaneous. So I'm like, whatever, we can move. It's not a big deal. So we moved to Nashville in 2019. Worst decision ever. I freaking hated Nashville. Really? It was like a bad move from big city to like small country city.
Yeah.
And so we only stayed there for a year. And then in 2020, we were like, okay, well, if we have kids, we should probably be around one of our families.
Yeah.
And then also like the house prices in Nashville were crazy expensive. Insane, that we did not expect them to be. And we were going to buy a house there and, you know, live life. So I was like, well, why don't we go to Vegas? Because we're not going to go to Middletown, Indiana, which is where his family's from.
Right.
So
even smaller than Nashville. Yeah. You're like,
there's like
no.
2,000 people in that town. We wouldn't have gone there. We probably would have gone to Indianapolis, but still I was like, no, let's just go back to Vegas.
Okay.
So I remember we like, you know, when you drive in from the city, from Boulder City, and you like get a like view of the city, initially my heart just like sank. I'm like, we made the wrong decision. Why am I in this shithole? I hated it. I know. But then like after like 6 months of us being here, we found our house.
Okay.
And I will say like, I love Vegas now. I've had such a better appreciation for it. I used to work in like nightlife, day life before I moved away from here. And like, that is a shit show in itself. So the fact that I'm away from that, I have a career, I have a house, I have a husband, like our lives are so removed from like the Vegas lifestyle, you know? And I think that like connecting with creatives like you guys, like this is awesome because I feel like in Chicago, like creatives are like everyone connects and it's like a big family. And I think sometimes in Vegas, it's like arm's length away and like, I'm in competition with you or, you know, like some weird things. But I've realized that there are like a lot of dope creatives here that I've been able to connect with. So as like begrudgingly as I didn't want to come back to Vegas, I guess I'm kind of happy I'm here. I don't know if it's my end all be all, but yeah, that's what brought us back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool that you feel differently about it now.
Yeah. Like, better appreciation for it.
On it.
Yeah.
So did you have kids yet?
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, it's a.
Did you get a house yet?
We did.
Okay.
That's the one we're renovating. You're renovating.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you even listening to me?
No, I am. Well,
God dang it, Mike.
No, what I'm saying is because the house is so much different than, you know, Nashville, the housing market and everything.
Yes.
So it's crazy. Yes. I'm trying to tie that into, you know, the pandemic and how that worked out with you in the pandemic.
So when we bought our house, we were lucky because we bought it in like October of 2020.
Okay.
Which we were still in the clear.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you moved and my mind just went blank. What was I trying to say?
Oh my God.
Are you even paying attention to me?
Are you listening? Jesus, guys.
So I was trying to say was how was it difficult to buy a house in the middle of the pandemic, and did that affect your work?
Okay. So we bought in October 2020. So everybody was telling us like, you guys are crazy. The housing market's going to drop in 2021.
Right.
Like what you spend on this house is not even worth it. Well, joke's on them. And like nobody knew.
For sure.
But we bought in such a good time that if we would have waited, we would have definitely not been able to afford
paid like over easily like at that like at this point $100K over at least.
Totally.
Even because you guys. So when you bought it, was it a shit show or was it decent, but you guys are renovating it to your liking?
It had not been renovated since probably like the 90s and it wasn't very well kept. So like there was a lot of like roaches inside and the carpets were really dirty.
Okay.
And like it was just a little bit I just don't know if I would have been able to like feel comfortable living there. And the house was built in 1971. So even since like the renovations, I think the kitchen was renovated in the 90s, but the rest of the house was from the 70s.
Right.
So we just did an entire gut and literally took everything out. Not one thing did we keep in there. And then we just rebuilt it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I question that choice because of how hard it was to do and how stressful it was. Especially like we were only 1 year into being married, my husband and I. So like a ton of strain on that because we were like trying to like teamwork, but also like not kill each other.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
I know. But looking back, I guess it was worth it. Shit, I don't know. It is not HGTV reality. That's for
it's
sure.
like we bought our house 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've done minor things like we've ripped up the floor. We've done 2 renovations in the bathroom. The only thing we haven't done is the kitchen. So don't look at that. Backyard, things like that. But yeah, you guys went like full renovation of like ripped out walls. Like, so yeah, I don't,
yeah.
Yeah, I applaud you for that.
I think that we took down 13 walls in the house and kept it like that.
How many bedrooms is it?
It was 5 and now it's 4.
Oh shit.
The 5th one is my barber studio now.
Oh, nice.
And then our kitchen was vaulted. So then we tore the ceiling out and like redid that. But yeah, it was a lot for sure.
Yeah.
So the goal with the house was to do like a long-term flip, keep it for like 2-3 years and then sell it. But this October is going to be 2 years. And now we're like, oh, well, shit, we haven't even been able to like enjoy the house.
Yeah.
We don't want to sell it now. And we've had offers, but we're like, no, we just want to enjoy the fruits of our labor because that's been like our life and breath over the last year and a half. So
yeah.
And then you mentioned you made a room into your barber studio.
I did.
Awesome. And then was there any specific reason why you did it, or just you had the space and you wanted to?
Yeah. So I think I'm super introverted, like in general.
Same.
Yeah. Weirdly, we all are.
Yeah.
But then the other part of us
I won't talk to anybody.
Right.
Has to not be.
Probably not. I'll sit home and stare at a wall. And you guys understand that. Yeah. It is ironic because I'm a barber, so I talk to people all day and I like have to be like super hyped in the conversation. And then, yeah, it's weird. But I think I just wanted my own space. And then also I had the like perfect room for it because it has a bathroom and it's like the brightest room in our house and we have concrete floors, so it's easy to clean the hair.
Right.
And it's like next to our like laundry room. And also I am trying to get more into, so my husband and I do real estate investing. So we are trying to look at lives a little more long term. Like I'm not trying to be a barber till I'm 50.
For sure.
Right.
So we're trying to figure out how we can make more passive income to retire early.
Yeah.
And so
make your money work for you.
Exactly. So part of that was my husband and I want to get more into real estate investing, and I want to exercise my interior designer creative outlet space that I've kind of like explored the last year. But also do barbering. So it's kind of like gives me more freedom, also more financial freedom because I'm not paying rent to somebody in a shop.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much the main 2 reasons why. Yeah.
That's my dream, is to get another house, but have a house with a casita so I could gut it and turn it into a studio. So it's the same concept. So I don't have to pay, somebody else who owns that property and then. And
you're already home.
Exactly. I can do whatever I want.
Did your old, what are they called? Coworkers, right?
Yeah.
Did your old coworkers and old like quote unquote boss, were they supportive of your like solo endeavors, or were they like, screw you?
So I worked with one girl, her name is Lima, and she was incredible, still is. And I think that she is very supportive, but I think she was really sad to see me go. So it was like, as much as she wanted to support me, I think it was hard for her to like express her happiness in a way, because she was sad that I was leaving.
Well, because she loves you, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to like somebody being
exactly
like, I hate her.
Screw you.
Yeah.
And then how long did you live in Chicago for?
3 years.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
I thought you were going to say like 8 or something.
I wish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I lived in Chicago, 2016, 17, 18.
Gotcha.
A little bit of 19. Then moved to Nashville.
Then
and
Nashville,
back to Vegas.
that didn't work. Yeah.
So Vegas, I've been here now for 2 years. Back here. Yeah.
That's interesting.
How did you like this? I mean, it snows in Chicago, right? I've never been there.
I freaking loved it.
Really? You loved it?
My
Okay.
gosh.
Because for me, I would think that you didn't like it because you're from Vegas, but for me,
yeah,
I'm the opposite. I'm like, dude, fuck the snow. I like the heat.
Ew, you're a lizard. Gross.
Fucking desert.
I guess. Are we calling each other names now?
Okay, so I will say that I miss. I miss the snow every day,
Okay.
especially every winter, because we are so lucky. We have a wood burning fireplace in our house. How gross is it when you light a fire in your house and it's just freaking sunny outside?
Yeah, we had that.
That doesn't make sense.
For sure.
Yeah, ours is fake. We can't. Well, ours is real, but we can't have wood. It's just the.
Is it propane?
Yeah.
Right.
We
Yeah.
can't have the. We can't have wood. So.
Yeah. So I miss that, and and everybody was like, "We know you're not from Chicago because you love the snow and love putting your snow boots on every day." And they're right. I'm not from Chicago, that's why I like it so much.
From the desert where I have to drive to the snow.
Right.
And it's 3 months out of the year.
Now, let me tell you guys, though, I will say that Vegas summers are comparable to Chicago winters because Vegas summers are very oppressive and you can't do anything in the summertime, right?
Yeah.
Outside and love it. Same with Chicago winters. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Do
Right.
you want to look at snow or do you want to just sit inside and look at the sun?
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Do you look at the sun?
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't.
You have to be inside, like on both
I mean, I do
seasons.
stuff outside in the heat, though.
Yeah, but because
I'm a
you have
lizard.
to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I do it for work. I work out.
That's what I'm saying.
I
because
still
you have
do
to
all
for
that stuff.
work.
I'd rather do
Yeah.
that. Like, you can't, like, because I like to ride my bike and stuff. I can't do that in the snow.
Yeah.
But I can do that in the sun and just.
You sure can do it in 118.
Yeah, and then just get what's it called for the heat? Wow, this is slipping my mind.
I'm a lizard. I can't get heat exhaustion.
Clearly,
I don't do
exactly.
I don't
I'm
burn.
like a camel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know you mentioned you're a barber. Is there a difference between barber, hairstylist,
And then I feel like our grandmothers would call them hairdressers.
hairdressers? Is
yeah.
that a thing?
Yes, there is a difference.
Okay.
So with barbering, so there's two different schools. There's a barber school and then there's a cosmetology school.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, like both of them have to deal with hair, but the focus and expertise that you learn is very different. So like me as a barber with barber school, I did a lot of short haircuts, a lot of like fading. We learned how to like bald fade, beards, straight razor shaves, things like that. And then as far as like cosmetologists go, hairdressers, hairstylists, they deal more so with like longer hair on a woman or a man, but mostly like color, extensions, like things like that, which I would never do. So it's just like hair, but just different like specializations.
So is there a reason why you picked, or did you know from the start, or did you maybe try to be a hairstylist and then you're like, fuck this, I want to be a barber?
Yeah.
How did you fall into barbering?
What are you saying? She couldn't make it as a...
I know, right?
Well, no, because I feel like she feels very strongly about doing barbering. So I feel like maybe there's a reason why she doesn't do the other one.
Yeah.
And if I had to make a guess, it was on purpose. It wasn't like you weren't capable of doing it. It was
very insightful. You've had your coffee this morning.
Yeah.
So yes, back to your answer. I'll let you finish.
So when I was in high school, when I was about to graduate, my dad was like, you should go be a cosmetologist. So my mom is a cosmetologist. She's been doing hair since she was like 19. She still does hair.
Oh, damn.
And she works in a salon and she does the hairstyling.
Okay.
So he was like, you should go be a cosmetologist. You would love it. This, that, and the other. Because I would always do my friend's hair and makeup for like dances. And I'm like, no, like I see what my mom has to do and she has to deal with. Like women are just very particular. I'm particular. And I could never handle like someone that was like me to sit in my chair.
Right.
So I was like, no. And then I went to college for sports broadcasting and journalism, and I went for 2 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So a lot of journeys.
That's why
here.
you're so well spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that why? Maybe. I filmed myself when I was like 8.
It's definitely a part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it also ties in with just creativity in general, because you have so many different like outlets.
Totally. It's hard to keep up sometimes. It's like, I'm like, I don't know who I am. I'm just like this creative person.
Well, I mean, I think you just answered your same question.
Yeah.
You are just a creative person.
That's it.
Yeah. You don't have to be this or that.
Exactly. So I went to college for 2 years, and then I found that like, being told how I have to write was like not it for me, because I like to write, but I don't like to be told what I have to write on.
For sure.
So then I was like, this is stupid, dropped out. and wanted to do something more creative. And then a couple of years had gone by and my dad was like, or my mom was like, you should go to barber school. And I'm like, what the hell is a barber? Like, why would I know what a barber is?
Yeah.
Being a woman and then also going to my mom for hair stuff. And I looked into it and I loved like the creativity of like the designs, the fading, the beards, and working with men seemed a little bit more
easygoing.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I grew up with a brother, more tomboyish
For sure.
than your average girl. And so I thought that working with men would be much easier.
Right. It just seemed like a better fit.
Totally. And so I researched it and I did my first haircut in barber school, my first everything I learned in barber school, which is pretty rare. And that's literally
Like,
how
this
it
is
just kind of
it.
fell in my lap.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I love it. It's definitely like one of my passions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I noticed that I think you touched on it earlier as well, but I noticed that you do styled shoots for your clients.
Yes.
How does that work?
So I'm very particular about who I photograph
Mhm.
because obviously I'm like taking time out of my day to go do free photos, right?
Mhm.
So basically, if we're going to do a shoot, depending on what it is, either like after your haircut, we'll schedule like a haircut or hair color on a day that I have a lot of time after.
Right.
And then we'll do it. I'll style them, like tell them what to wear. And then I pick location and we just go and then I shoot them. And then they get all the photos for free for their time and stuff.
Nice. Oh, so you're photographing them as well.
I photograph them.
So
yeah.
that's awesome. So you're definitely hands-on from cut, color, and then even styling and direction afterwards.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely like fills me. That's for sure.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you say color too?
I do color. Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing color, not in the sense of like the,
I don't do like
women
highlights.
like long hair color.
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
more.
I do more like bleach outs or like fashion color.
Okay.
Or even like if you've seen like I've done like cheetah on someone's head.
Yeah,
so
I've
like
seen
more
that.
like designs like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So if I want to, look like Frank Ocean,
Yeah,
you could
come see
accommodate
me.
that.
That's right there.
Nice.
hmm
Or do like the
I mean, you
this-
could kind of look like Frank Ocean, but
I meant more.
I mean, your
hair would look like Frank Ocean.
yeah, like chill.
So you seem like a very like goal-oriented person.
Yeah.
What are some of your short-term goals? Or maybe you already achieved them by having your own salon in your house.
Yeah. That's a good one. I think my short-term goals are, so there is a product line that has reached out to me to see if I wanted to be like an educator or ambassador for them, which is
Okay.
really cool because it's like a paid thing.
Right.
So another stream of income that's not behind the chair. And they do a lot of worldwide shows. So like, for example, they're going to Italy next year for a hair show, which
Oh,
I'd be
cool.
able to go and educate at. So I think getting like signed on with them is for sure a short-term goal.
What's the
Hopefully it works
name
out.
of this company? Or
It's
this
called
product company?
Hunter 1114.
Okay. Cool.
And then another short-term goal I have is to create a website for my husband and I's like house renovation
Okay.
information kind of thing.
Nice.
Oh, gotcha. Like all
Yeah.
the links of everything
Yeah.
and what you did.
Yeah, and like blogging and talking about like renovating a house because I think a lot of people go into it blindly and then you find out things when
Yeah.
you do it,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
we did.
Yep.
So, yeah, like educating them, talking about it, doing a lot of before and afters. We've gotten a lot of recognition on our house, so I really want to have like a platform for our house other than IG
Right.
for people to go and look at to be a little bit more like professional because
For
this
sure.
is something that we want to step into eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, creating a website and kind of establishing like us and who we are with this like, I guess, renovation brand. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Have a home base for all your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
our bathrooms are on a couple blogs, and yeah, we started to dive into that lane. But yeah, your
Yeah.
guys is like full house is there, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely a market for you guys for that, I would say.
Yeah. And I
When
don't
do
know.
you sleep, by the way?
Gosh, I know, right? That's a good question.
You
I actually
don't?
sleep a lot. I
You-
sleep like 8 to 9 hours a day.
Well, she's getting all of her talking out now, so that she has the rest of the day.
So then she's just gonna power down.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I'm the same way. Or I do a lot of naps.
Do you? Oh,
I
love
don't
that.
take naps.
Oh,
but
really?
No, I
I'm
all-
can't.
Well, I
I work all day.
at night, and then I work during the day. So it's like I kind of get it where I can.
Yeah, in between. Yeah.
Long-term goals though.
Yeah.
What's like a 5-year? Where's Allie at?
Long term, looks like maybe not doing hair as much.
Okay.
Owning like 8 to 10 Airbnbs around the country. And then maybe like a couple other rental properties. And just having a lot of freedom.
Dang,
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
So have those properties to then
Be able
pay
to
for
have
your other activities and stuff.
Yeah.
And be able to have the freedom.
For sure. I'm getting my floors done next week.
Yeah.
Is there anything you could recommend or anything, I mean, obviously I'm probably
Do you trust your contractor?
Don't do it yourself. Don't do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think doing contractor background information, but even then, ugh,
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, luckily my girlfriend is
A contractor? No.
handling all that. No, she's a property manager. So she's
Okay.
using one of her contractors. So she's seen his
good.
work. She's actually going to check on his work today to double check before I give him the deposit.
that's perfect.
Oh, that's smart.
See, you guys are already, you don't
No,
even.
not me. It's all Crystal. Dude.
Yeah, but still, those are the right steps.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Get yourself someone who does all the stuff you can't do.
Right? Yeah.
Totally.
Who matches.
What's marriage like? Finding someone who does all the stuff you can't.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say long term, my husband lately has been trying to convince me to sell our house because we'd get a big return off of it.
Mhm.
And then he's like, okay, if we sell it, then we can buy X and retire tomorrow.
Oh.
But who wants to retire at 29?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, not retire.
Exactly. But even like, oh, well, you can just do things for fun if you want. But like, I just feel like that doesn't motivate me.
Yeah,
like
for
I want to
sure.
have like a chase. Nobody likes it when someone just like shows you
Yeah.
their naked self on the
You like
first date.
seeing almost
Right.
you like to almost see a titty. You don't like to see a whole
Yeah.
titty. Yeah.
Like leave
Sure.
some like imagination.
Yeah,
like
for
give me
sure.
that option in 10 years.
Yeah,
and
I
I'll
want to
think
be a
about
little
it.
scared. Like I want to not
Yeah.
know if I'm gonna be okay next month.
I want to know if I'm gonna lose all my money doing this or not.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah.
some big
I'm the
stakes
same
over
way.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't I've been offered like full-time positions as a photographer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, it just doesn't make my dick hard.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
the thrill. It really
Yeah.
is. And then what would you do? You'd just be bored.
So
well, maybe not, but
yeah. How long have you been so you're freelance, right? How long have you been
I'm
freelance?
self-employed.
Self-employed. So
Yeah.
how long have you been self-employed?
Since I moved to Vegas. So I started self-employment in Chicago. And then when I moved to Nashville, working on commission doing hair is like so normal to them, but it's really not that normal. So then I restarted self-employment when I moved to Vegas 2 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you started when you came back to Vegas. You went straight to Legends.
Yes. Yep. I started there. And that was scary because it was June of 2020.
Oh,
And that's when everything was shut down for COVID.
Yeah.
We kind of just have got back into living our lives. And then the protests and stuff were happening downtown. Businesses are being broken into.
right,
And we had boards on our windows.
right.
So nobody knew we were open. So my first week there was no sunlight.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't have a clientele. Like everyone I used to talk to in Vegas, I don't cut anybody that I used to like know here, which is kind of weird. Maybe like 2 people. But I was like, well, shit, this might not be the best choice for me.
Yeah.
Right.
But I built my clientele pretty quickly thanks to Instagram.
I was gonna ask, how did you then build up that clientele?
Instagram.
Really?
6 months, and I was full client
That's
list.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a blessing, seriously, because I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to pay my bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
doing
And that's the
this.
excitement we were just talking about.
Yeah,
There you go. There's your risk.
It's the like uncomfortability that I love of like,
Yeah. Well, it's the sink or swim. It's like it's
Yeah.
either do it or I can't do it anymore. You know?
exactly.
Do you find that the photography background helped you grow your Instagram and helped you grow the clientele?
Totally. Because I think that when you have quality pictures and you can build this image and brand of what your image is
Yeah.
Right.
for hair, people I think they respect it more because it's like better than an iPhone picture.
For sure.
I personally hate when like barbers only have pictures with like a cape on in the chair. I hate that. It's so boring to me. Like
Okay.
go out and like take the cape off, take a better picture. You know, that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I do think that it helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was another thing that I was thinking of was like is it enough to just be a good hairstylist or barber these days? Or do you have to kind of evolve and be content creator, marketer, like this, X, Y, and Z?
That's a good question. I think the latter. I think for sure you have to be able to do everything and do it well if you want to be self-employed. And luckily we have YouTube and stuff that can help you kind of like learn the basics of things. But I do think that if you've established yourself already, you really don't need Instagram. You can just like throw it away. But then there's that risk of like all your clients move out of state, and then who are you going to cut? Right. And then there's always kind of like that starting over where you are gaining new clients every now and then. And you can't really, if you don't have a platform. I know word of mouth is very big, but I think that Instagram and online, because I look at Instagram as this is a mini website for what I do.
I like mini portfolio.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's important for sure. Like my mom, she still does the same client she did when she was 20, but like that is so 1980s or so, they're OG because they didn't need Instagram and they've established themselves through word of mouth, which is amazing. For sure. Now you look at us and we're kind of spoiled because you can see anybody's work at, just touch your finger.
Well, and obviously it's a different time, but it's also what works for that person doesn't work for you, and what works for you doesn't work for the next person. Yeah. So I think that is the same thing with us, right? Like as photographers, like Instagram's huge, but then some of us have actual websites and things like that. But then there's other people, and I think someone will come to mind. I won't say a name, but they don't need a website. They don't even really need to use their Instagram because their clientele is already so, what's the word? Like well established. Yeah. So it's like, I don't need a website anymore. I don't need to really even post on Instagram because I already have that clientele. And it's crazy for me to think about that because it's like, how the fuck? Like, how does anyone see that you're good? Well, word of mouth, and I already have clienteles that talk to each other, and it's like, right. But that doesn't work for me,
Yeah, totally.
I just got off the phone with somebody, and they are hiring me fully at a recommendation from somebody else, and they're like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, it's crazy that these people at this like caliber like don't even want to like double check the work, Like the same thing with the NFL. They're like, oh yeah, cool. This is the rate. This is that. Be here at this time. And I'm like,
I don't even know.
Okay, cool.
Can I tell you? I want to say one more thing,
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to bring up the hiring photographers. But like I think even for a thing that is not talked about enough is managing your finances as a self-employment and as a barber.
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck I could talk about this all day because I'm in that rut right now.
So the funny thing is though, my husband has a finance major, which I'm so lucky.
See?
I know.
You gotta get what you
gotta find. Is the puzzle piece.
So he keeps me in check and in line with my finances. But I think like when you're in barber school, like they never tell you, hey, track this, do this, whatever this. And like cash isn't always the best because then you could never buy a house or buy a car or whatever. And and so every barber is like cash, only cash. But like you have nothing to show for it. You're just trying to hide your money from the government, which is smart but stupid.
Which can also still catch up to you.
Exactly. Yeah. But so going back to the whole like, do you have to be everything as a self-employed person? Yeah, you have to freaking know your money shit, your marketing shit, everything, content.
Yeah. We can't cuss on this podcast.
Oh, well, he just said the F word. So. No.
We're unregulated. We do it ourselves.
And then also,
you can do whatever you can say whatever you want.
That like you have to try really hard to like brand yourself too. Because I think like when you look cool, people automatically are drawn towards you. Yeah. Like I like seeing your Instagram and I'm like, oh, he dresses cool and vintagey. I actually like him. Like, and I don't even know him.
And then I'm just wearing all black.
That's my key though. My photos I tell people all the time, my photos can suck, but at least the outfits look good.
Yeah. And they're like, talk about you like, oh, that guy dresses so cool. Like I want somebody to cut my hair or do things for me that I would relate to or think was cool or find fascinating. Back to the hiring photographers. When I was in Chicago before I went to barber school, I was a production manager for a media company and we did commercial real estate marketing material. So I was in charge of finding photographers and also videographers. And let me tell you, a lot of people suck at photography and videography and I could not believe it. But they were like so hyped on like, yeah, I'm professional. I do this all the time. And then I was like, I can't hire you. What are you shooting with? No.
And
it's crazy.
And you have a background in it too that they might not know. So then they're like,
who the fuck is this lady?
But the NFL, I'm surprised that they wouldn't even check for.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they did, but it doesn't seem like they did. But if I come
you should
highly
give them
regarded,
shitty photos just to be funny.
Also true. Yeah.
Hell, what?
I'm just kidding.
You should cut someone's hair shitty for fun.
Just to be funny.
You know what? Your next client, Allie, you should just fuck their hair up. No, you wanted it all shaved off?
Well, because I guess if they use somebody, and then now that one person's unavailable and they recommend somebody, they're just going to be like,
Yeah,
they're probably so busy, But it is crazy because what if I fucked it up?
Well, then they just don't use you again.
Yeah,
but
I guess.
no, but this is like, it was the Raiders media day. So it's like, there's not really room to
miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. NFL's wild.
I think there is. Just get the players
Wild.
back in the uniforms.
So, okay. I have all this. I haven't paid myself yet out of my business account yet because I don't know how to. I need to talk to a CPA again.
Yeah.
So have you run into that issue? Like, how do you use like a payroll company for yourself? Or like, do you have an LLC or do you have?
I do have an LLC, but I don't like give myself paychecks through that, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So my husband has created this spreadsheet for me, which I actually sell to people if you are interested.
Well, there you go.
And what it does is it takes like it's very, monthly.
Yeah.
Things like that. I have to just plug in my numbers of daily, like what I make, what I get tipped, how it came in. And then it goes into this other sheet and then it shows my monthly income, my yearly income, things like that.
Okay.
And then my expenses, it deducts it and I get like this little nice total at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So what I do during the year is I have a business bank account. All my earnings and things that I, spend and stuff come and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the year, what do? I take, I'm like, what do I do? I take a percentage of what I make, transfer it to my joint relationship bank account, but I keep a really big chunk of money
still in your business account
in my business account for taxes at the end of the year. So then I have enough money, but then I only take a portion out of what I make for my personal
So
lifestyle.
What if your personal bank account is running a little low?
Then I'll just transfer more.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then do you
Credit
have to
cards.
do you have to regulate that or?
Yeah, I guess I just note it like, I transferred 2,000 over now instead of,
Okay. So it's more, because I've heard both sides of the coin because I have everything's in my Chase. So I have like my Chase business, my Chase personal. So then people are saying like, oh, you can just transfer back and forth. You're fine. But then I've heard from other people like, that's a no. You need to like do it through a payroll company because then they do all this stuff for you. So I'm still trying to figure it out. That's really weird.
I mean, that's really strategic. I guess it just depends how like on it you're trying to be. Like
because like we just talked about, we're all by ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to like.
That seems extreme.
I'd rather do it right.
Yeah.
The first time, but then is that too extreme?
I think, I don't know. I mean, I think that's extreme because like if you need money, like just take it out of your business account. What does it matter? Because like if you can replenish it at the end of the year or whenever you need it again, like it doesn't, I don't know. But I'm not a CPA, so I'm just a barber in Las Vegas.
Don't take my advice.
So you are very creative. Do you ever find yourself in a creative rut?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any remedies for that or any, things that you like to do to help escape or like refresh your creativeness?
Yeah, I think
replenish
the tank of creativeness.
Well, I will say when we started this house renovation, I definitely put hair on the back burner. So for a year and a half, I was just going to work, going through the motions, not really loving what I was doing. And it sucked because doing hair, like I feel like you have to really be on it to like love it every day.
You can't just show up and.
No, exactly. And I was feeling super uninspired and I was like, I'm done being a barber. I'm going to go into full-time interior design. Like the crazy person that I am, where I'm just like bouncing around doing like creative shit. But then I guess I realized with barbering, I needed a change of environment.
Okay.
So moving to my home studio was a great thing for me.
Yeah.
Because I think the change of environment and being in a place that I created myself kind of fuels me to be a little bit more creative.
It's a little nest of creativity.
Totally. And so I think that's what kind of re-sparked my inspiration.
Okay. Is there anything like more on like a day-to-day basis, a little less drastic.
Drastic,
like,
yeah. Move jobs. That's how.
Move city. Do you work out? Do you and your husband like to go to like a local spot here in town and like get some drinks, get some food? Do you like to go for runs?
I do all of that. Yes.
Everything you just mentioned.
I like all of it.
Do you like to strangle puppies?
Jesus,
not that part. You know what? I think going on Pinterest really inspires me, and watching YouTube videos of people creating really inspires me.
Okay, cool.
For like a daily kind of like spark of creativity.
Rejuvenation.
Good question.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's why we have a podcast.
That's why we're here talking to people.
Like there's this account I follow. It's called People in New York or something like that.
Oh, People of New York.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah.
And then the guy like goes around and videos people and what they're wearing.
This
is called.
Is it New York something. Nico?
No. And it's not Watching New York. It's this other guy. Okay. But like accounts like that, I will just go on if I'm feeling like boring one day. I'm like, I don't know what to wear. I'm like, I'll go on his account, just like look at people and feel inspired, and I'm like, I know, I got the outfit like right now. So things like that. Yeah. Seeing other people.
God, do I need to put more effort into my clothing? I feel so.
You got the shoes on today. Those are new. I haven't seen those.
Yeah, I've worn I use the podcast as an excuse to like get new shoes.
I will say though, I've always been into fashion. Mm-hmm. I was actually going to go to FITM before I went to UNLV.
Cool.
Yeah. So don't feel like, I need to up and like be a fashionista.
Well, no, not that. I try to, I'm trying lately to put more into it. But like this morning, I was like, oh, fuck it, just wear all black.
All black is a go-to. So. Like he's wearing all black, but there's like, pops of,
technically, wearing all,
but he like really did it all black up.
Yeah.
You're the classic all black and he's like the vibrant.
I'm the loud, obnoxious friend.
Yeah.
What would be like a dream client for you?
Definitely Drake.
Ooh.
Definitely. Nice. I can't think of anyone else's hair I'd want to fade.
Now, do you fuck up Drake's hair or do you do him right?
Yeah, this just for fun, shits and gigs,
Like, just kidding. I'll get you on the next one.
This is vulgar.
We're going vulgar? Okay.
I feel
like it's a very loose podcast and I love it.
Yeah.
I told my husband that I would have sex with him while I was cutting his hair.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So how it turned out would be how it turned out. And I think he wouldn't care.
Your husband wouldn't care?
No, Drake wouldn't care. My husband would absolutely care.
I was like, shit. You guys got an open relationship.
No, but on the real, I would definitely try. I would overly try on Drake's hair. And his barber is good, but I wouldn't say he's like incredible based off of pictures I've seen of Drake.
Okay. Easy now. His barber's watching this.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I mean, his barber is like really good.
I don't think Drake's barber's gonna watch
I was like, wait, do you guys know him? I got tense.
Maybe it's the photos. Maybe the haircut's fire.
Oh, that's what you would do too, right? Like you would have to then, if Drake gets in your chair, we're manifesting it now, you have to set up a shoot afterwards.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he'd be into it because he'd probably just be like, I'm just paying you to cut my hair.
No, because I think if those stars did align for you, whoever put Drake in touch with you, or I'm sure we can call him Aubrey, I hope. I'm sure whoever put him in touch would see your stuff, see your style, and then kind of already go for that, right? Because I doubt they would go for you for just a hair to be like, oh, we can like do this whole thing.
Totally.
Because I'm sure like it's not just one person that cuts his hair forever. Like I'm sure.
You know what I think? I think he has a barber that travels with him.
I was going to say, or it's the opposite.
His hair like every 4 days. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
But let's hope he's in Vegas a lot. So let's hope that he comes to my little studio. And
all right. Well, to piggyback off that, do you have a client you've already worked with that's your favorite?
Yeah. Sorry, clients. Don't get mad. But there's a guy I work with. His name is Spencer.
Uh-huh.
He's super hot and he like is
all right.
He's super photogenic and he's super creative. He's also a creative person. He's an incense and candle maker and a model. So like models are just easy to shoot.
Candles.
Obviously, you guys know when you shoot with like a professional model, they're like, oh, they do the work. You don't even have to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
He's like that. So I just do really cool haircuts on him. He lets me style him. He's super chill. We go and we take pictures together and it's awesome. Because not a lot of my clients are like into like fashion and like pictures of themselves, and you have to be confident to have your picture taken
for sure
and like feel good about it. So yeah, he's definitely my favorite client.
Yeah, two things. Like models help because they know what they're doing without a ton of direction. Like for me, when I'm shooting like a portrait session or editorial, I like a 50-50. Like I like you to kind of do some things, know what you're doing. And then if I see something, I'll kind of tweak or be creative. And then we meet in the middle. I don't like it when I'm 100% because then it just feels like, okay, now move. And then I'm like, what now? And then, okay, well then maybe how does this work? And then the opposite's true is like when they're 100% and I have zero input, I just feel like I'm just pushing the button and then hopefully you're not blinking, you know?
Yes.
But with that, so that's number one is being a model helps, or at least being confident in knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And then two is just looking good on camera helps. Because like you can not have the first one and just look really good on camera. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Just stand there. Like you look really good. You photograph really well.
Yeah. I know. So I don't know how people are. Some people just look, they're just meant to be like the person to be taking pictures of.
They just look good on camera.
Yeah.
And we hate you for it.
I know. It's crazy. So yeah, he's definitely my favorite because he allows me to do all of my creative. Like,
he checks all the boxes for you.
Yeah.
It's like you get to do cool hair shit. You get to do cool photos. You get to then promote him and yourself on Instagram.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's crucial for you.
Yeah.
It fills all those creative boxes for you.
Was he the one you did recently?
Yes. So he actually just let me bleach his hair out, and he like was super against it for the longest time because models, they have to keep their same look. But he was like, I'm going to UDC, let's dye my hair. I'm like, okay, I've been wanting to do this forever. Yeah. So I did it. And of course, like, I don't know what I'm talking about. He's like, I'm going to be blonde forever. I love it. Like, I can't ever go back. I'm like, well, if you would have just trusted me the first time, like I seen it. But yeah, so that was fun because that was kind of like a dream. And then I got
He's also told you so. Like,
yeah, exactly. And he texts me every day now. I love my hair so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have it? I mean, you kind of already mentioned this, but if you couldn't be a barber, is there anything else you would do to make a living?
Oh yeah, alternative career path. If you weren't in behind the chair, is that the correct term?
Yeah, behind the chair.
If you weren't behind the clippers,
well, well, that sounds way cooler.
I think that I would have gotten into like heavy construction. That sounds weird.
Oh yeah,
like,
you'd be a heavy machine operator.
Like not like an architect, but maybe someone who works with an architect.
Okay.
I don't even know what that job would be, but
is that like interior?
I guess like interior design, but more so hands-on with like how the building itself was like
before interior design.
Exactly. I would have loved.
That would be like an architect, I think, or like an
maybe
engineer.
It was an architect, and maybe an engineer. I think it would be an engineer. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
In true patent pending fashion, we butcher something every episode, so it's.
Well, it's crazy because you said you want to operate machinery, and then now you want to be an engineer. I think they're conflicting.
No, I don't
Wait,
think you want to
I
operate.
don't want to operate machinery. No. I just mean like a portion of construction. I'm like, wait.
So they're driving like the backhoe.
I was like, what?
Or I would have loved to be a stylist for people.
Okay, so
like a fashion stylist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So like you get hired. Hey, we're doing the shoot. You're gonna style the shoot.
Totally.
This looks good. This doesn't look good.
Yes.
Which is funny because you kind of
already
do those in a sense. You kind of have like not the engineering, but the interior design.
Yeah.
Juices, and then you also have the fashion, the styling yourself, and then also your clients. So
yeah, and so I think that doing like little bits of that, I'm like, oh, if I would have definitely chosen this path.
Right.
If I wasn't doing what I was already doing.
Well, you also have that in the future. You could, when you're not, on your feet all day long, cutting hair, you have those outlets.
Yeah.
That are more fruitable. Is
that
a word?
I don't know.
Get what you're
Things
trying
that
to
make more money that fill your like purpose more than just like
totally
hobby-ish level right now. You know what I mean? You get like, okay, cool. Like now I'm gonna take this path.
More lucrative. Is that
there
the word
you go. Yeah. That's what it is.
You should drink your coffee.
Those pesky words. I just chugged like half that thing, but it's like watered down or something. I don't know.
Sean mentioned they used to photograph kickboxing.
Yeah, I saw Glory Kickboxing.
Yeah, that sounds like it's up our alley.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think now. This is like bringing years back.
I went deep. Just I did some research.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
the
your
guy
job.
that I dated in Chicago.
Oh shit! Sorry, we brought that up.
No, it's fine. I don't have trauma from it.
Well, if it wasn't
not
for-
anymore. Healed from it.
Well, you then met your husband after.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Oh.
We're Gucci.
What's
We're
your
on a whole
husband's-
nother playing field.
What's your
Yeah.
husband's name?
Nate.
Shout out to Nate.
Nate
Yeah,
Dogg.
what's up, Nate?
So the guy that I was dating, he owned an MMA gym, and he also was a manager for many UFC fighters.
Oh,
So I had the in. I photographed Stipe Miocic all the time.
Oh.
And
Love Stipe.
UFC shit,
Yeah.
glory shit.
Right.
Who else? I'm trying to think of like LFA. I did some stuff for LFA.
damn.
What's a magazine that
What
forgot
are
the magazine I shoot
magazines?
for?
I don't know anything. About
I like
magazines.
MMA stuff is like so
Okay. We
another
tapped into
world.
that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we did a lot of shoots at his MMA gym in Chicago for certain magazines. And I found like to really love that, which is so weird that I did that in my life because it seems like a whole lifetime ago.
Well, like I
Yeah.
said, when I was deep, and I was like, "What the hell?" Because it was like obviously
Yeah.
so many photos. Where I was like, "Oh no!" Like she took these, and then I was
Yeah.
like, the first second, a part of me was like, "Did she like buy someone's account or something?" You know how like sometimes people like switch
Yeah.
accounts for like whatever reason. I was like, "Is
My
this not
all
her?"
3,000 followers bought.
Yeah, I was like, "Is this not her account?" Like 5 years ago, whenever this was, and then I was like, "No, this is obviously hers." I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" It's like,
I
gotta
can't
ask.
remember the like the rash guards. Like what are those like names? Like there's like big names. I
Everyone's looking at me right
know. Like what are they?
now. Rash guard. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't even think. But anyways, yes. So I did do kickboxing, Muay Thai,
That's awesome.
jiu-jitsu kind of photo shoot.
Would you?
shoots.
Could you ever see yourself going back to doing that?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
Okay.
lot of fun. I mean, there's definitely a lot of moving parts when you like go to a fight and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and, like
Yeah.
photographing it, but it also makes it really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
I started working with Tough Enough here in town.
Oh, yeah,
which is the
okay.
amateur MMA league here in town. Well, no, not amateur. They do professional fights too.
Which is
I'm
so
sorry.
weird now that I think back on that because I'm like, why am I like involved? Why do I involve myself so much in like all male dominated fields? Barbering, MMA. You know, it's weird.
Well, you said you're a tomboy. You grew up with all
Yeah,
with
yeah,
boys.
yeah.
I mean,
It
that's where
just
it
makes
comes
sense.
from.
It just flows.
It
It just
and
came my way.
And heavy machinery. Her
Well,
My
yeah.
construction
her
jackhammering.
jackhammering.
and I think too, you
Days.
know, fighters are very easygoing.
They
They're
are.
easy to work with. Men's hair is probably much easier to cut.
Yeah.
They know what they want. Maybe
Guys are just better. No offense. I'm
I'm
definitely
not offended.
I'm definitely like,
I'm
you
not
know,
offended. That's
for women, of course, but
yeah.
ugh, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Soak it in.
He had a funny question he told me earlier
Oh yeah.
about Nate.
Okay, what?
Is Nate allowed to get his hair done by anyone else?
Oh yeah, I read that.
Do you guys have a marital agreement?
Okay, so if he does, I don't care, but he's gonna get roasted for 2 weeks straight.
Now, is he going to get roasted simply for doing it, or is he going to get roasted if it's like a shitty cut?
It's not even if, it's like when it's a shitty cut.
Oh.
Because I just know
Damn.
Nate's hair is pretty hard to cut. So that's why I just
What,
and,
what-
and he's like, I've never had like a great haircut in my life before
Okay.
meeting me.
That's kind of how I feel a little bit too. But I also don't know how to ask to get my hair cut either.
And most guys don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't know like your head shape. Because
Well-
I got flat. Yeah. Well, we won't go into it, but yeah.
Depends how like your occipital bone is in the back and
Yeah,
what emphasizes that.
I went to a different barber by accident because my guy was sick or something. And then, yeah, I have this haircut now. It doesn't look how I
Now I'm
wanted it
stuck
to.
with this.
Yeah. So maybe if you're available.
Come see
I'll-
me.
Yeah.
Allie, did you bring your clippers? We'll do it here on the podcast.
That's the worst. It's like,
It's now a live stream.
oh, you're a photographer. Can you take our photo?
I know,
Yeah,
right?
Shit.
I will say I have asked Nate to go to Sports Clips or Supercuts and show them a picture of a fade that I've done
Uh-huh.
and see if they would do it.
Yeah.
And obviously they wouldn't be able to do it, but I would want to see like
Yeah.
what they do to him.
Right.
Okay.
But it messed his life up.
You're
so.
very interested in like, just like stirring the pot a little
Totally.
bit.
A little bit. What's it
go
called?
ahead.
Henri?
Go
Wait,
ahead,
what?
honey.
People have called me Henri in the past. Is that
What's
what Henri
that?
is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Henri is. Here we go.
Oh, here's
I'm
a word he knows
I'm
about.
gonna butcher it. No, because well, I might have family watching this, but yeah. Yeah, Henri is like your kind.
Your family's watching, and I said I'd cut Drake's hair while having sex with him.
No, if my family
Oh my
is
gosh,
watching,
I'm sorry, everybody.
I already got into. So basically, one of my cousins, I won't say their name, but we used to always call them Henri.
Okay.
So Henri is kind of like, you're not devilish, but you're like, you know that you're like, you know what you're doing, and you're like, you're not shitty.
Yeah.
But like devilish.
Yeah.
Sense,
like you have an agenda and you're kind of just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like
stirring the pot is that
Yeah.
like a good thing of like, oh, you're just trying to fuck with Nate.
Totally.
I'm like, oh, go.
Yeah, stirring the pot's awesome.
Honey, go to Supercuts, honey. See how it is. Go.
Yeah. And have him do your beard too. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Crystal,
try it, hun.
Crystal,
I'll pay for it.
I fuck with Crystal all day. It's like, it almost becomes an issue sometimes.
See? So then you would be considered Henri.
You're Henri then.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you're fucking.
It's a compliment though.
I fucking love it.
It's
I love it because I love her and I love fucking with her.
Oh, there you go. It's out of love.
You know?
But she doesn't love it. So I was like.
No, she loves it.
Crystal.
Does she watch these? She listen?
Yeah, she watches them.
Good.
She better watch it.
She said, I think she watches like the first half.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it
I
doesn't.
think Ivana gets like 20
when
minutes.
it's when it's photo, it's like not as it doesn't pertain as much to the average person.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
now that you're a woman and then you do different stuff, that might be a little more interesting to Crystal, who, has a business degree. That's just a little,
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah.
I'm relatable.
I'm just all around the shit, Is there anything that you'd recommend that helps you out in your field? Barbering? Anything that you'd recommend?
Gear recommendation.
Business-wise or gear or technical recommendation?
Yeah. I would definitely recommend the business sheet that my husband created.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I might take you up on that, actually. Because
it's great. And it can be customized for anybody. So that has saved my life. Also, using Square to book my appointments and take payment through. Because Square tracks everything. Square is the in between to where I never have to talk to my clients until they sit in my chair, which is great because the less communication, the better. Love you guys. And also it has different reports and stuff at the end of your year. If you need to see what months you did good and what, income you brought in on certain months or whatever. So definitely Square and a good income sheet.
Okay,
cool.
That's business. What about
for my daily life?
Yeah. More so, what about hair makes your life easier? That question
definitely taking care of my tools. So getting my shears sharpened, having a good shear sharpener is definitely number one. And then also using clipper side, which is better than Cool Care. If you're a barber, you know the difference.
Okay. But
clipper side keeps your clippers oiled while also disinfecting them. Whereas Cool Care only disinfects them. But your blades get stuck a lot if you use Cool Care.
Is that the stuff in the blue tube I always see?
Yes, and it smells great, but it's not the best. And then oiling your clippers on the daily. After every day that I work, I oil my clippers because that's what keeps your stuff going and maintain for 20 years.
You don't have to do it after every client?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So it's not,
at least every 8 haircuts or so.
But you choose to do it because you
because I know
and you want to take good care of it.
Yeah, and if I don't, honestly, sometimes I'll forget and I'll go to cut someone's hair and then it the clipper's nope, and then it just yanks the hair and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I know it hurts. So you maintain your client's well-being and also your clipper's well-being at the same time.
And then it's not it doesn't look rad either if your shit's
Yeah.
If I want to shoot, my lights are fucking up. It's not firing all my. It's oh, what's going on? It's oh, sorry, I have an issue. Da, da, da.
Exactly.
Keep
it looks a little bit unprofessional.
Yeah.
Why am I paying you so much for a haircut if you don't even take care of your stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got to invest in yourself. We all do as business owners.
Yeah, totally. Sean just invested in himself pretty bigly.
Yeah.
I was Nikon for forever. And now I just switched over to Canon.
Good job, Canon, all the way. This is a real high five here.
Yeah, we touched.
I'm the one who convinced him, so.
Yeah.
I love Canon.
It's all Mike's fault. So, Ivana, go after him, not me.
I did see all your stuff for Canon, or Nikon was for sale. And I was thinking it was Canon. And I was ooh. And I was oh.
No, it's Nikon for sale and Sony because I did photo for Nikon because I love photo for Nikon, but I hate video. And then I had Sony for video because I hate Sony for photo, but I like it for video. So I'm definitely not the most practical shooter with two systems. So it's all for sale, guys. Still, I think I said that on the last one. So whenever you hear
by the time this airs, I'm sure you'll have it all gone.
Yeah. Plus, I'll just do the BNC trading event. Make an offer, guys. Don't lowball, but make an offer. I'm reasonable. I want it gone, but not that bad. I'm not desperate.
Sound like you don't know what you want.
To be fair, It'll be like, oh.
Talk about investment really
$100.
quick. I have the coolest barber chair I've ever seen in my life.
Where'd you find it?
Phoenix.
Online?
Did you go to get it?
On
Did you go pick it up?
Craigslist. Yeah, we drove down in the morning, picked it up, and then came back.
That's so rad.
It is probably from the 40s or 50s and everything on its original, and it works perfect.
Did you have to like
And-
polish anything, or was it
No.
like it was spick and span?
Yeah. So the only thing I might do is reupholster the plastic on it because
Mhm.
it's like ripped in one area. But that was an investment because they don't make those chairs anymore. And it's kind of like an antique barber chair.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, your stuff speaks on who you are.
I was going to say it probably helps. It probably fits in your aesthetic.
It does. Yeah. I couldn't buy a brand new barber chair and feel good about it. Like I had to buy some
Just like
shit.
the plain, like just black one.
Yeah, I hate that.
What's the equivalent from like a standard barber chair to that one?
In price?
Yeah.
This one's probably like 3 times more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
But
it wasn't
you only
terrible, and I got a good deal on it. So.
Well, you only need to buy one, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think they
Yeah.
go bad, right?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about clippers? Like, how much is like a good set of clippers?
Probably like $250.
Oh, see,
That's not bad at
horrible.
all. Because like, how long would, if you're taking care of it, how long would those clippers last?
Depending on the brand, because there's a lot of like hype Instagram brands that are shitty stuff. Like they're
Right.
really shitty. But I would say like if you're doing an Andis or a Wall product, they could last 10 years.
Dang,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
dude, that's a really good investment.
I wish
Yeah.
lenses were $250.
I wish.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah, I wish a lens was $250 that lasted 10 years.
I know, seriously. But I will say our shears, like if you get really good shears, which most barbers don't know like what good shears are because in barbering you don't really like learn a lot of like shear work. But
Right.
because of my mom, like shears are like $2 to $3 grand.
And shears are
Good ones.
scissors.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I've
Good.
Sorry,
yeah.
that's like the professional.
Yeah.
well, no,
right way.
because I was thinking shears might be like in my head. I immediately went to shears as like maybe a longer version of a clipper.
Okay.
Maybe like
Ooh.
I don't know. Shear
Yeah.
for shear.
No, but that's why you asked, and she clarified.
Yeah.
So thank you, Allie.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
no, it's rad.
So those are the investment. But I have my mom's shears that she bought 25 years ago, and I use them every day. So
That's awesome.
worth the investment.
Do
What does
you-
she use?
She
You
has
robbed her
so
of her
many new
shears?
things. No, she's like Mrs. I'm gonna buy everything that's new and try it out, kind of thing.
So
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask you guys bounce clients back and forth to each other. You and your
No.
mom?
Nah, absolutely not. You stick to your side, mom.
Well, like she does. This woman who has been going to her forever and who is like 95, and she comes for a blowout every week. Like she has like
Yeah.
her clients that she's stuck with forever, and none of her clients get fades. Like I try to like make my guys look really crispy, and her
Yeah.
clients are like, just give me the 3 on the side. Like
Yeah,
that's not what I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, saying okay, so if someone comes to you and is like, "Hey, I want to get this, and this done," you're like, "Well, I'm actually a barber." I'm saying, then do you like take that client? Like, you can go check out my mom.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have people recommend or come and try to, like, I've had women come and be like, can you do a pixie cut? I mean, I could, but I don't specialize in it. So
Yeah,
then I would
right.
be like, go see my mom.
Okay, that's
She's
that's
great.
more what I meant.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good distinction for like any of us to make. If it's not like in your wheelhouse, learning to say, that's not my wheelhouse,
Totally.
but I can recommend somebody that does that all day long.
Yes.
Like I know you were
Yeah.
looking for an interior photographer,
Yes.
and I would have loved to photograph your house, but I was like, you know what, Steven, that's what he does all day.
Yeah.
So like,
Totally.
that's his bread and butter.
Yes. I agree with that. And I think that people appreciate more so if you're like, I could do it, but it's not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
Rather than doing it and then somebody's feeling a little bit like let down.
Yeah.
Well, and it's cool too because the way I try to frame it, or even if I'm unavailable for a gig, I'll be like, "Hey, actually, I'm unavailable. Thank you for reaching out to me." Or, "Hey, this isn't in my wheelhouse. Let me recommend this person." And then I'll even frame it. Let me know if you need help finding somebody else if that person's unavailable. Like
Yeah.
if any, I try to bring it back to me.
Mhm.
So then if they do have another project in the future, then they would still be like, "Oh, well, maybe Mike could do it because he helped me out."
Yeah.
Still try to be like helpful, even if it's not going to be money in my pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any local artist highlights? And it doesn't have to be an artist, actually. Any local highlights?
Just anybody that's dope in Las Vegas.
Bars, furniture stores. I know you like to thrift.
I do. Oh, my basic thrifting is honestly just Goodwill and Savers. I find a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Do you
saw,
go to the bins?
I don't, but
Oh.
I've heard that those are pretty rad.
Yeah. I think the one here, because I got a buddy who was into vintage or sells vintage, and Yeah, he said the bins aren't as good as like LA, of course, but you can still find some good stuff.
Yeah. I will say okay, so I'm going to give you guys my secrets. This is awful.
Here it is right here.
You heard it here first.
I found
let me make sure our audio's still good. Yep.
I found the coolest vintage furniture for really cheap at or vintage knockoff. Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
Oh.
A great place.
Is there one here?
Yes. I found a designer 1920s chair.
It's on Do Not Disturb.
I
It still
know,
got through. Hopefully it's not an emergency.
It's probably crystal.
It's actually my brother.
Oh.
It's the only two people who can get through on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, guys.
So this chair is a designer chair from the 1920s that was like modern back then, but it's just a remake.
Yeah.
And I got it at Habitat for Humanity for like $150. They normally retail for like $4,000.
Damn.
That's awesome.
That's
here's a good one. I actually asked Mark Nash about this. When you get rid of clothes, how do you like to, do you donate them? Do you throw them away?
I donate them usually.
Okay. Do you have a specific spot you?
Honestly, I just take them to Goodwill because it's the easiest thing to do. Just like drop them off. Yeah. Or if I know somebody's like has asked me before, hey, if you ever get rid of clothes, let me know. I'll hit that person up and be like, want to come through my stuff or whatever.
Nice.
But mostly just Goodwill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple bags that are just collecting space in my garage.
Yeah, I got like 2 rolling around my car.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to drop this off and just...
Well, because they used to have a little donation bin right here next to the dollar store, and now it's gone, and now I just never seem to see one in my
yeah, and then
ventures.
You just like get rid of all your clothes, but then they just pile up in your house because you're like, I don't know what to do with them.
It's just in my car. Like, I'm trying to donate some good things here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity.
Local plug.
Yeah. I would say local artist. I'm just going to shout her out because she's like super dope.
That's
her
all
name
we
is
want.
Jasmine Garcia.
Oh,
okay.
Jasmine.
I love Jasmine.
I highlighted her on like episode 2. I love Jasmine.
Dope.
Me too. She's so cool.
Dang.
She's like, obviously you see my smile.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look really giddy.
I'm like fangirling. Jasmine is the coolest photographer ever. Like I love her work. She's from Arizona, I think, actually. But she works at Zappos. She is a...
Oh, you showed me her.
Creative director,
she got dope stuff.
I think? Yeah,
art director or creative director?
Yeah, and she's such a good connection because I feel like she is so personable. She knows everybody. Seriously, everyone that you could think of, she knows. But she actually hooked us up because Zappos just came to our house because they're doing an editorial shoot there.
Oh, nice.
So like she was like showing
cool.
love, we get paid for it, like super cool. So yeah, Jasmine's cool. I love her. She's definitely like a local creative that I have enjoyed following for sure. Her work and seeing what she does. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have plans to put your house on like Peerspace?
Yes.
Speaking of shoots and things like that?
For sure.
There you go. Another way to make your money work for you.
Exactly. Yes. Nice. I am a weirdo. Like I was telling the people when they came through, like nothing is off limits except for shoes on the rugs.
Yeah, no shoes on that rug.
Yeah, see, so you get it. So yeah, I want to put my house in Peerspace. It's just hard when you have rules like that because people don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they probably feel entitled because they're paying for the space.
Totally.
But it's also like, there's got to be like a common ground where it's like, dude,
there's boundaries. Like this is someone's house. Yeah.
It's like, can I go lay in your bed?
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like you're not going to be in my bed. Like, no.
I mean, I don't really care about that, honestly. Because you could always wash the sheets. But you can't wash a white rug.
Yeah.
You could, but then it's like...
Yeah.
So yeah, Twin Palms will be available for rent soon.
Is that your...
That's my house's name.
Oh, okay. Twin Palms?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Why is it called Twin Palms?
So we have 2 original huge palm trees in the front yard, and Frank Sinatra has the same, and his house was named Twin Palms in Palm Springs. So we kind of took after that. Yeah.
I thought it was just for the first part of it of the palm trees in front. That's awesome.
It was from Frank's house. Yeah.
Do you have any cool projects coming up or cool people that you're looking forward to?
So actually, Vice reached out to us.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So Refinery 29 is going to be doing like a Sweet Digs episode. It's like their YouTube channel, I guess.
Okay.
And they're going to be doing a house tour with me. So that'll be
Damn.
Cool.
So your house is more famous than you.
I'm telling you. It really is. That's why I'm like, I need to like explore this.
That's so, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
That's so
take
sick.
it and run with it.
Yeah.
How does Nate feel about this?
About the interview or about just like getting popularity?
Okay, because I haven't met Nate.
Yeah.
But you said he's finance.
Yeah.
So maybe he's a little more different than you are.
Yeah.
Maybe not as outgoing.
Yeah.
So how is he like fully on board with all this stuff, or is he kind of like, is that a little out of his wheelhouse?
He's definitely on board with it. I think that Nate has a hard time appreciating what we've done so far.
Okay.
Like he's like, I really appreciate that you can look at our space and be proud of it and post it and like have confidence that people are going to like it. I'm like, well, yeah, it's cool. But he like second guesses a lot. So when I was like, oh, so-and-so reached out to me or so-and-so reached out to me, he's like, seriously? Like a little bit, like kind of like,
apprehensive.
Yeah,
a little
like,
bit.
are you serious?
See,
This happened?
yeah.
But I think that he has kind of come around to it because he also has a major in entrepreneurship.
Oh, okay.
And so
He's a hustler.
yeah, and so he likes that, but it's hard for him to take the jump. So he's like, I realize that you like have gotten every opportunity by just like being an entrepreneur and like posting our house on Instagram. So he's kind of appreciated, I guess, me in that way better.
It's
and
the
more.
puzzle piece. You guys fill each other's maybe, I want to say fill your
shortcomings
gap, but I guess
or something.
you
Yeah.
probably fill your gap.
Yeah. Now the thing that's shitty is like Sweet Digs is only highlights women. So he's not allowed to be on it. And I don't love that.
Oh, they won't even like show him as obviously the counterpart.
No. And I don't like that.
See, that's kind of, I don't want to say cool, but it's kind of cool that you're like, what the fuck? That's not cool. Like he did this with me.
Totally.
Yeah, he's my
like
husband.
I am
before,
so
like,
about like elevating females. Obviously, I'm a female in a male dominated industry.
Right.
You elevate them when they should be, which is cool. But like I did not build our entire space by myself, so I don't feel comfortable walking through my house being like, I did this, look at this, because like it was a collaborative thing.
So if you do the episode and then you like keep plugging your husband, are they?
Oh, totally.
Are they like, Jesus Christ.
See, you stir the pot. Like, do you think they're like, what the fuck? Like,
this is no one cares about him.
Yeah, what do you live here alone?
He's a freaking penis.
With your five bedrooms.
God damn it, lady! Stop bringing up the husband.
Seriously, we don't care about that.
Yeah, we told you.
Yeah. So he's a little bummed on that, but whatever.
But also too, I'm sure he gave you blessings. Like, do you?
Yeah, he was like, "Do it. That's super cool. Like, that's awesome for you."
Better take it than not.
Yeah. Like I designed our house, so like I will take part in that and credit for that, but I didn't do everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was a voice of reason in a lot of things too.
Well, and then even moral support and, you know.
Yeah.
All the above.
Sorry, Nate.
I go solo on this one, Nate.
Do you, is there any advice you'd give to yourself when you first started freelancing? If you could look back and be like, hey dude, you know, this is like, don't do this, or hey, do this more.
That's a good question.
It is.
I think as an introverted person, I don't like to win people over. I like to be won over. So if I walk into a room and no one talks to me, I don't really care.
Okay.
And that is bad. I think that for entrepreneurship and stuff, and freelancing is all about making connections and relationships, and taking that step to do that and not just being in your own little bubble, because then you can never grow that way. So I think like telling myself to kind of make more relationships along the way would be good. Yeah,
I always try to check my ego as much as possible.
Yeah, I have a big one.
Because I don't necessarily...
But my ego isn't like, I think I'm better than everyone. My ego is more so like, I don't feel like I need you kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I don't need you to go far in my career because my career is a solo thing. But you do need relationships.
For sure. And that's like... For me, where I see it the most is if like I'm doing like a corporate event or something. I'm like, dude, fucking suit, or just like things like shit like that.
Fucking
no,
suit.
I have to like. Well, if somebody like tells you, like they talk to you differently than like
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Like, and so then I just try to check my ego before I go into gigs and just be like, all right, dude. Like,
like the kind of like you're the help. Why are you even here?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know that sucks.
Yeah.
I actually do this, guys. I go to his house every week, and he has a shaved head. And so it's easy, shaved head, shaved
It's
face.
literally just one.
Like with straight razor, so you know. But he pays me well. He's super well off. He's like a really world renowned like marketing genius. Anyways, when I go to his house, everybody like nobody looks at me, no one talks to me, like, and I'm like, hey, like really, you know, just trying to like make like
just being yourself.
Yeah, just be that good energy.
Totally. And like nobody even like acknowledges it. And it's like, I get what you mean. Because like in certain positions, like you're in that sense, you're like, I'm not a person.
Well,
I'm
then
just
you want
here.
No, you're just here to help.
Yeah.
You're, do your
you want to
job.
turn your nose up.
Yeah.
You're like, well, fuck you then. Like,
Then I'm not going to talk to you.
yeah.
I definitely don't do that there because he pays me well. But
Well,
I mean,
that's-
I would
yeah.
if I wasn't like
Yeah.
in
Well,
that position.
It
I
was like
think.
what you were talking about though. Like Mike was talking about before, like no matter what, like he always says, hey, invite to people, like especially nightclubs.
yeah.
Like if I say bye or have a good night every time, and even though you don't respond, you can't be an asshole to me forever because I'm always just nice.
Totally.
So it's on you at that point.
Yeah.
That reminds me of you a little bit, like stirring the pot, because it's almost fun to me, especially when someone's like a dickhead. I love being nice to them because I'm like stirring the pot. Because then at the end of the day, it's like, well, what is he gonna do? Fuck that guy. He said, "Hey, have a good weekend." Like,
That's a gift on your part. Are you guys into Enneagrams?
Who? What?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's personality
Educate us.
types.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm an Enneagram number 4,
Okay.
which, and I'm not like saying like I'm a Scorpio. Like I'm not saying that's who I am and that's why I make certain decisions, but it is your personality and type and the way you're wired. So as a 4, my main goal in life, if I do nothing, is to be authentic. That is really, really important for me.
Okay.
So like you said, I would just say hi to mess with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're being an asshole? I'm going to be an asshole too.
Oh.
Because I don't like you.
okay.
So
Okay.
that kind of like fake, it's not fake, but it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, and so I've realized I've been to a counselor for this because I'm trying to be better, but he's like, you have to be authentically inauthentic. So like you can still be fake, but just know you're like authentically being fake. And I'm like, oh, I could do that.
That's a weird thing to juggle because you're being authentic to yourself by not saying hey or putting a smile on. You're like, well, you're basically saying fuck you to me, so fuck you back.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
My-
So that's a gift. I wish
Okay.
I could do that.
My grandmother, when she would drive, our street was only 35 miles an hour, but it's like a really wide street, so people haul ass on it. People would ride her ass, and she would only go 35 on purpose, and then she'd blow kisses to them. When they were
No, she
like,
wouldn't.
yeah, so
That's too funny.
Maybe I got it from that. But.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think that about does it.
that was a good one.
Dude, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Solid.
Where can we find you? Where can we find your house? Where can we find your personal stuff?
Where can we
Okay.
find all 10 of your things that you're involved in?
Yeah.
I literally have 5 Instagrams.
Okay.
But I'm only going to give you 2.
Okay.
My personal page with like hair and stuff, fashion, things like that is at Shyflow,
Okay.
SHI.FLOW. And then my house is at Twin Palms Project. And that is about our mid-century house that we're renovating.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, Allie.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Oh, and then if somebody wants to get a haircut, do you have your
Unless
score-
it's you, I am not accepting new clients because I'm cutting out of my house now. So
Okay, cool.
I have to filter everybody.
well, I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having
And
me. Is that what you guys do after?
yeah, super lame.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.